yeah. As a parent, yeah. Um, I had emailed you about fraud, kidnapping, child abduction, child abuse, having my sons in the wrong grades, yeah. About due process and civil rights. And then there's this idea about affection and companionship, what is known as parental consortium. Now, for all the time that you thought, well, just pay child support, you never had the jurisdiction of the United Nations to be able to dissolve the marriage. You didn't give me any due process, and you didn't protect the rights of my sons. Yes. Now, I would say that they have a legal right to receive from me the affection that I have for them. And for some reason, you seem to think that the amount of affection that I have for them is going to decrease the longer that you keep them from me. But it could be the opposite of what you think. Let's say, yes, that on July 2nd of 2011, yeah, my wife made up a fraudulent police report, yes, of domestic violence and child abuse. She had bought plane tickets without my knowledge because she had committed domestic violence. Right. Now, these five sons, yes, were taken from me in 2011. It is the end of August of 2019. Now, you issued this, Exhibit A, without any actual due process to myself, yes, without a new, yes, accusation of domestic violence and child abuse, without you acknowledging the not guilty verdict of the jury, yes, and without you enforcing the expungement order from the Superior Court of Guam. Now, I realize that you issued that 1 year protection order, yes, that would have expired in August 13th of 2012, yes. And even though Judge Porter might not realize it, there's a serious concern about hate crimes and how a woman can say that a man is a domestic abuser, Healthy Families of Klamath County, yes, and a large number of women all of a sudden just hate the guy. Now, this idea of affection, yeah, some people would call it love, yeah. Let's say I loved my five sons. And I've been through approximately 8 years and a month's worth of torture, yes, terrorism, torment, yes, fabricated false crimes against me, because a large number of conspirators hate my guts. But let's say I really do love my sons, yes, and I know they were taken from me. And I know what you did in 2011 is against the law. And I know that my record is expunged. Yes. And I know I responded. Now, this affection, yes, commonly referred to as love, yes. What is the tort liability for not having jurisdiction of law to be able to reissue that protection order on May 31st of 2012? Just because I was arrested, obviously I wasn't found guilty. Yes. It was a unanimous verdict of the jury. Yes. I've been telling you about this for the last 4 years. Let's put a price on love. How much is love worth? Well, how much is it worth? What is the value of love? Judge Ken Williams. My wife motioned the court, yes, petitioned for dissolution of marriage. Yep. After petitioning the court for dissolution of marriage, yes. Had a confidential report in a sealed envelope, yep. Proposed parenting plan, right now. Child support worksheets, yes. Now, on May 31st of 2012, there was included, yes, in this dissolution of marriage, what? The arrest, or was it the serving of myself when arresting me at the same time? Now, it should be the sheriff's return of service, yeah. And then on June 4th of 2012, who did you serve other than myself? Because I don't think that the petitioner would get a sheriff's. Possibly you did serve her some sort of proof of service. Yeah. Now, was I the June 4th of 2012, or was I the May 31st of 2012? Well, you arrested me on May 27th of 2012 when you served me the dissolution of marriage. Yep. And you arrested me for the false allegation of violating the restraint provisions. Yes. And when you did that, the allegation was that it took place approximately 20 days before she motioned the court for dissolution of marriage. So of those two sheriff's return of service, yes, I would have thought that it would have been one, unless you had to give proof to the petitioner that you did actually serve me. Yes. Now, there's a big question here. Does the petitioner receive a sheriff's return of service, or was there something else included that I was arrested when you served me? Did Judge Ken Williams file on case number 123-00217-3, yes, have some sort of sheriff's documentation of my arrest? Now, I would have thought that the petitioner would actually have to submit that to the court. Yes. See, when there's an allegation of domestic violence, she filed a police report. I did read it. Yeah. And then I did realize that obviously it was fraudulent. I was calling Healthy Families Clallam County. I was not attempting to contact the petitioner. Now, exactly what did you do? You served me and arrested me at the same moment for the false allegation, yes, of violating the restraint provisions of the protection order. Yeah. And then you made me go to trial. Yes. And I was found not guilty. Right now. But you served me and you arrested me at the same moment. Yes. So what did the sheriff do? What'd you do? You intentionally caused a hate crime where you made it seem like I was a dangerous individual. Now let's talk about the price of love. Of everything that you've done as a county, yes, did you ever consider that my sons have the legal right to my affection and my consortium? Yes. That means that effectively everything that I own, they have a right to. Now, let's say I got really angry.